Most of us dream about building some real wealth, right? Getting to that place of financial freedom. But what if I told you that a super common, everyday expense is quietly sabotaging that dream for millions of people? Let's dive in and uncover the number one wealth killer that's probably hiding in plain sight, maybe even in your own driveway.
Okay, so take a look at this chart. This is basically where the average person's money goes every month. You've got the big chunks, like housing and taxes, of course, and then the smaller slices for things like food and transportation. Now, take a guess. Which one of these do you think is the silent killer when it comes to building wealth? Your gut might immediately go to housing. It's the biggest slice after all. But the real culprit is a whole lot sneakier.
Just think about it for a sec. It's the one thing on this list that costs a ton of money and is guaranteed to be worth less tomorrow than it is today. An asset that only goes down in value. Got it yet? The answer? Well, it might just surprise you. That's it, right there. Transportation. Or to be more specific, your car. I mean, think about it. The payments, the insurance, the gas, the repairs, it all adds up. It's basically a financial black hole on wheels. It is absolutely not an investment, it's not growing your net worth, and for so many people, it is the single biggest roadblock on their path to wealth. And here's the scary part. This problem is getting worse, not better. We're seeing more people than ever fall into what we call the car poor trap. It's where this social norm, this thing everyone does, turns into a personal financial prison. What's just staggering here is how fast this has all happened. Just look at these numbers. In only 20 years, the total auto loan debt in the US has more than doubled. It's exploded from $720 billion to a mind-boggling $1.62 trillion. It's an all-time high, and it shows you just how deep in debt we are for our cars. And this mountain of debt has created this whole new group of people, the car poor. It's that feeling, the one where you're making just enough money to cover the car payment, the insurance, and keep the tank full, but there is absolutely nothing left over to save or invest. You're stuck on a financial treadmill, just running and running to maintain an asset that's losing value every single day. So the big question is, why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is social pressure. The car industry spends billions, literally billions, on slick marketing to make us believe that a new car means you're successful, you're confident, you've made it. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We're pushed to look successful long before we actually are successful. And a shiny, expensive car feels like the fastest way to get that image. All right, this is where it gets really important. We have to understand what we are truly paying for a car. Most people just look at the sticker price and make their decision based on that. But that number? Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's really break down the true cost of owning a vehicle. And to make this fair, we're not going to use some flashy sports car as an example. Let's take a super sensible car, a brand new Honda Civic. It's one of the most popular cars out there. The sticker price is just under 28 grand. Seems pretty reasonable, right? Like a responsible financial choice? Well, let's see what happens over the next 5 years. Okay, here they come. All the hidden costs that lurk just beneath the surface. You've got the absolute monster, depreciation, where your car's value just vanishes into thin air. Then there are thousands and thousands in insurance, thousands more for gas. You've got interest payments on your loan, regular maintenance, taxes and fees, and of course, repairs. Each one feels like a small hit, but they add up to a huge financial wound. And this slide puts it all together. Once you factor in every single one of those hidden costs, the depreciation, the insurance, the fuel, all of it, the true cost to own that affordable Civic for just 5 years is a shocking $46,821. That is the total amount of cash that leaves your pocket. It averages out to $780 every single month. But believe it or not, it actually gets worse. I know. How could it get worse? Because the money you actually spent is only half of the story. The other, more painful half is the opportunity cost. All the wealth you could have built if that money had been working for you instead of against you. So let's play this out. Imagine two different paths. The car buyer spends that $46,821 over 5 years, and at the end they're left with a used car worth maybe 19 grand. That's a net loss of over $27,000. Ouch. Now, the investor takes that exact same monthly payment, that $780, and just puts it into a simple S&P 500 index fund. After 5 years, based on historical market returns, they'd have over $60,000, a net gain of over 13 grand. Look at that number, over $40,000. Let that sink in for a minute. That is the wealth difference between those two simple decisions over just 5 short years. You see, by choosing the new car, you're potentially giving up over 40 grand in wealth. Now imagine repeating that bad decision every 5 or 6 years. You can see why it's so hard for people to get ahead. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a big one. But what's the solution? Well, the good news is you don't have to give up cars entirely to build wealth. You just have to be way smarter about it. So here it is, your simple 3-step playbook. Okay, rule number 1, buy in the sweet spot. That means finding a car that's about 3 to 4 years old. It's already taken that massive initial depreciation hit, which saves you thousands right off the bat. Step 2, follow the 15% rule. This is crucial. Your total transportation costs, we're talking payment, insurance, fuel, the whole shebang, should never be more than 15% of your take-home pay. And finally, step 3, keep it for 10 plus years. The longer you drive a car that's paid off, the more you win. And when you follow these simple rules, the entire financial picture changes. The car goes from being your biggest liability to just being a tool, which is all it should be. And that frees up hundreds of dollars every month that you can put towards your actual goal, building real financial freedom. And here's the long-term payoff. This is the truly exciting part. Let's say by following these rules, you save just $300 a month compared to the person buying new cars. If you invest that $300 over 15 years, it could grow to more than $118,000. That's a down payment on a house. That's a huge boost for retirement. And it's all funded by making one smart decision with your car. So the next time you get in your car, or even just look at it in the driveway, ask yourself this one simple question. It's a choice every single one of us has to make. And really understanding the true cost is the first step on the road to building real, lasting wealth.